Just realized there's a dog beside us. Oh my god. So I back into a parking spot. There's some kind of doodle over there. This ought to be good. So you're gonna hear some barking. There's a doodle next to us. It's a good boy. Want some cheese? There's grocery people. This guy's putting groceries in this lady's cart. And she has a dog, so let's hope she doesn't see my... Wow. I know you like to have cheese. You don't want to sit and just constantly feed either. You want to... Sorry, I'm trying to make sure you get him. Let him look at the stimuli, take it in, not react to it. You watching that old man? Good job. There's an older gentleman. 2 cars in front of us. Putting his groceries in. Yes. See, look, he's seen the human and looked for the reward. This one might be a little close. Good. She's right next to us. That's a good boy. The goal is for them not to react. Good. But if they do, it's not a huge thing. I feel that wind shake the car. Oh, good boy. I'm surprised he hasn't seen the dog in the car. Do you see the dog in the car? I don't think he does. Good boy. He's like, I was looking at the lady, Mom. And that little look down you see there is what they call a conditioned emotional response. Observing, taking it in. He is bouncing from person to person. There's quite a few. Good. Oh, look, there's a dog up here in front. There's 2 dogs in that car. Can you see those doodles? I don't know if maybe he was looking at them. I didn't even notice. My babies. Come on. There you go. I told you could. He does not like the air vents blowing. Now the cool air he doesn't mind. But he doesn't like it when the hot air is blowing in his face, so I turned them off when I parked. Because it is 33 degrees, and the wind is windy. The wind's being windy. It's windy as out here. Nice, relax. And he is panting from heat. He's a hot boy. He's not stressed. We just ran at the park. We had a 10-minute ride till we got here. And I was froze, so I had the heat cranking. So he is panting. He was all the way in the backpack. So as he moved up, I know as you moved up, he got hotter. I do have the windows cracked now for him, and the heat is off. And he's a good boy. But you can't see no people from down there. He was offering me a calm, lay down type of thing. So I let him. The lady's about to pass in front of us. Let's see if he hears or sees her. I don't want to film too much of the public. I mean, I can. Legally, I'm allowed to. Just throwing that out there. But I live in a really small town, and I don't want to plaster people's faces if I don't have to. Do you need the window cracked more? I'm watching my scare him. Not scare him, but he's like, oh yes. Thank you, Mother. Is it cooler out there? He could try to wiggle, but I don't think he's brave enough. Yes. And that's what I was waiting for too, once he chose to come back in to reward it. He is pretty comfortable in the car. And if it wasn't cold and windy, I would be pulled in forward with the hatch popped. And I'd just sit in the back with him and let everybody pass us and whatnot. I also have a dry erase board I bring with me when I do that, and I write on it, "Please do not approach," like on the ground under my bumper. So as people come by or see it, they realize like, oh, she doesn't want me to walk up to her. The truck pulled in, but nobody's real close. Good boy. That lady gave me a wave. He's seen her. He's like, she's flapping her hand at us, Mom. Oops. Let's do this. Sit here and waste gas. Oh, that guy has flowers. Today is Valentine's Day. It's just a car driving. I'm waiting for him to notice. Do you see the dog? I'm waiting for him to notice the dog. There's like a blonde doodle and a golden doodle. They actually might be poodles, I'm not sure, but they look like a labradoodle. Is that what you labradoodle? Is that what you call them? Labradoodles? And when you put the windows down some too, things bang and make noise. We're far enough away. He's under threshold where he can observe. Now if he was 2 inches from that thing, or 2 feet, I don't know, if he was 2 inches or 2 feet from that cart when it hit that metal, he probably would have jumped, yeah, wouldn't you? You're like, what the heck? Our world is very noisy and smelly and just weird and strange to them. And sometimes training isn't always sit down, stand, come, all that stuff. This right here is training too. He's comfortable, he's safe, he's secure, he's getting exposure. He's just people watching. Good boy. He's like, thanks, ma'am. And there's an old lady, she's looked at him, sorry, not old lady. A elderly lady. She looked at him like 3 times, and you could tell she was like, is that a dog and a person? Like she was trying to figure out what I was doing, but she was kind of gawking at him a little bit. Not gawking, she was just, he might have taken it that way, let me say that. No, he's not even, I think he, oh, yeah, now he's watching her. What is she doing? Pushing that metal thing over there. But he's able to take all this in and not be, see look, he's so unworried. I know, good boy. Rewarding that for his choice to, he's choosing to completely ignore. I know, another piece of cheese there. That's a good boy. There you go, there you got it. Good job. And he's like, yeah, Mom, I know I'm okay enough. And that's what you want to build. The confidence in them knowing that they're okay. And then being able to handle the different stimuli at different intensities. I do try to go for no reaction at all. So I might go slower with some of this exposure and socialization training than maybe the next person, whether it's a positive reinforcement trainer or not. The other ones move way quicker. Balance training moves way quicker than the dog's pace. Probably 90% of the time. But I go slower on this part because I've had some dogs that had fear that was just frustrating to all get out. The simplest stuff. And when you have to live and manage that, you make sure you do these steps really, really right. Because once you can modify, depending on how deep the trauma is ingrained, you can modify behaviors and fears and phobias to different levels. But to totally eradicate that specific fear, especially when it happens and during fear periods and whatnot, through the adolescence from 0 to 2, the younger they are with the trauma, the worse it is, or the harder it is to modify out. Just being a good boy. I probably could. And like I said, I would be turned around with the hatch open if it was warmer. We did that twice last week, and he did really good. I have a tether on one of the back cargo hooks. That way, if he did jump down out of the truck, or if somebody came up quick and he felt he needed to, he has room to come up into the truck, or if he felt he needed to get down out of the truck and go under, he has a tether that wouldn't let him flight completely away from me, but would let him get to a spot where he felt safe and secure. Because I have had those people that just completely ignore the signs. Hey, I just had a real quick question. The sign says don't approach. It doesn't mean if you have a quick question or not. It says do not approach. Which, when those people don't listen, that's another reason why I have them tethered. And depending on age of dog, if they're insecure enough that they can't hold a stay or a wait while you walk 10, 15 feet away from them, they need to be tethered. And until I know, like with 98% validity that I know that my dog will stay there, and they know that the confines of the vehicle is the safest place for him, I will not attempt it off tether. But when I have had to, if the person come barreling over, I've given a wait, and I walk up and I go out and walk to the person. Hey, I have a do not approach sign. Dog's fearful of people. But yeah, I can answer whatever you got from over here. So it kind of reiterates too to the public, like, hey, that sign is there for a reason. It's not just for us to be jerks or buttheads. Very good boy. I still can't tell. He hasn't seen the angle just right when that dog moves enough. I was wondering if he was going to see these dogs in the car. Cowboy is very good with other dogs, but if he's on lead, usually he barks like excitement barks. He sees other dogs, and his tail's high and kind of stiff, so there's a curiosity, but there is also a uncertainty with it too. You can tell he's a little more cautious. And a lot of times the more stiff he is are the dogs that are on lead. Yeah, these doodles are barking now. I don't know if you could hear them. Yeah, look at this look. Sometimes he gives these look of this like really judgmental, like the old Grumpy Men movie. Oh no, this car is gonna block the view of the doodles. I was really hoping he'd see him. And not for a reaction, so that way I could capture him reacting good and reinforcing the good and not the woofy woof bark. Yep, there we go. Boredom. Seeing that relaxation, that boredom's good. Because it means he's definitely, somebody's pulling in next to me. It means that he's relaxed enough to learn. The dog is stiff and tense and stressed. They can't learn. Their brains aren't in the spot to have. I was just prepping. People. Good boy. Oh, she's moving with some purpose. She said it's cold. Being that close, I prepped myself with a piece just so she didn't startle him. Or if she did, I was able to have a treat seat right there on his nose. Oh, you hear that? See, look, even with noises, he looks like I heard it. I know you heard it. You're supposed to hear it. I know you're a good boy. I know you're taking it all in. You're very good. You see? Yeah, check out that guy. Moving in carts. Good. It's like, yeah, so, good boys. Oh, you're a little slow to get up there, aren't you? Good job. Good babies, good babies. Took a little breath. If your dog's too excited, even if you don't have, he heard a doodle bark that time, even if you don't have an anxious or fearful dog, say you just have a overexcited dog or a high energy dog, just wants to go, 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 go. This is a great way to teach impulse control. Why don't they sit and make little whines or yaps here and there? That's okay. You don't want them sitting there demand barking at you or trying to initiate play with you in the vehicle while you're trying to do some teaching stuff. But like you can tell he's making noise, he's bored. Like that's his little signs, but he's not overly upset about being too bored either. I was like, well, this is alright. See, there's another person. This person's walking a little differently than other humans he sees. You see that focus? He's like, what? He sees a difference. Oh, he went to that first car, no? It's like he left. Good boy. Yes. Yeah, that guy there is real close. He come right out of the corner while he was focused on the other. I think it was a lady who was walking. That was a good boy. That person had his side to us. And he could tell he was walking away, so that was one of those good. But you see how his mouth kind of tightened? The C part of his mouth is called a commissure. But when that tightened, he was more alert. He was a little like, what you doing, bud? He's like, oh, you're just walking by? Cool. And then I reinforced that calm, neutral behavior. And it's cool for them to look. You don't want them to hard stare too long where they like start to amp up their anxiety, excitement, whatever. You don't want them to escalate. But you want them to be able to take it in and be moderately interested. That's how they are learning too. They have to have some type of interest to be able to take the stimuli in. If your dog is barking and going nuts and growling and leaping forward. You're way too close. Space is your bestest friend. But you don't want so far away that your dog's like, yeah, whatever. There is a happy medium, huh? Yeah, there is. There's a happy medium. Now, he would be way more alert if I... And that was the other thing, too. It's nice to be able to come down and just sit. In the summer, come down and, like, over there, they have those big, tall curbs. Like, we sat there last year. Because then he gets the cars and the big trucks, all the noises. It's a totally different environment just stepping outside the vehicle and sitting on a curb. And in the warmer weather, we will do that again. It's too cold to do that now. He is in he's 16 months. He is kind of right in the middle. Oh, there's a bulldog over there. How freaking cute. Well, lots of people bring their dogs to the grocery store. I've seen more dogs here than I did at the dog park this morning. Although the dog park is closed for the season in the dog park's defense, but... Shoot, what was I saying? I forget. Oh, he's right in the middle of his adolescence. So I don't want to not expose him, whether if it's cold, snowing. I mean, of course, another couple weeks isn't going to matter. But I can't wait until like the middle of summer. He'll be almost 2. And he'll be ending some of it, well, the latter part of his adolescence and into adulthood. He usually hits sexual maturity about 2 years old. And that's the adulthood piece. Good boy. Yep, and he just popped up like, what was that? Which is a fine, normal reaction, so reinforce it. There's the doodles. There goes the doodlies, the ones you didn't even say. Well, you might have, but... He's watching this lady load her truck like, what the heck? That's a good boy. He's like, boring. That's what we want, though. We want him to think that new people, places, and things are like, oh, whatever. Of course, right now, too, you have to build on this. This is just a snapshot of, looks like it's gonna be like maybe a half-hour session in the vehicle. Yeah, but that's good, right? Yeah, nice low-key. We live right around the corner, so I'll go home and we were just at the park and burned off some energy. That's the other thing, too. You don't want to come when they're fully amped. You do want to exercise them some. They can't be so amped up that they just want to burn energy, and because they're not learning that way either. Whether it's stress and or excitement in those types of mind frames, there's no learning really going on. And then you're defeating the purpose of your outing. And when you first go on those first couple, you're going for the exercise piece. Try not to ask for a bunch of behaviors. Do a few recalls, maybe some find it's just to run them in and out from you. But don't ask for a heel and a sit and place, and especially if you go to a park and then tell them to sit and wait, like, that's not too fair. Let them burn and fulfill some of those genetic needs. It's like, oh, person. Very nice. Good. See, and he's tired. He's wore out enough, but he's also still alert enough to... If we need to dash 100 yards, he's game. He is super game. Oh, this guy's walking at us. Good. Nice. Good. Yes. Hey. Hey. Cowboy.
Cold.
Mm-hmm. That's a good boy. Yes. Okay. Doing a little textile redirect. He's a very observant breed. I've already marked though, so when he turns around, good. Nice job. I know he knew I marked, but he was, and he also wants to observe like that for a safety and a security reason as far as his genetics go. Good boys. Very nice. That's good. Yeah. It was a little too close, but you did wonderful. As you can tell, he's not super duper crazy about affection either. At least not when we're out and about. Ain't that right? That's a good boy. The young guy and the other guy, and of course I'm walking right towards his view. She's kind of out farther, but she stopped for she paused. Yes, good. Nice. I was like, hey, people can walk closer to me than that. That was perfect. 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 I know you watched her too. Good job. I put a couple pieces in my hand this time because a lot of times that bag rattling will grab his attention, which is okay. Sometimes it's nice to have that that build up positive association with that bag sound because it lets them know that there's good stuff coming. They know what that relates to. So it helps you capture their attention. Who is that? Diesel. Nice big engine, huh? Now we got some, this guy in the BMW, he's all kinds of park crazy. How's your thing, buddy? There's all kinds of movement going on now. Good boy. That diesel's gonna be... Nice job. Nice job. Very good. Very good. Very good. Good boy. Like, is there another one coming? Good boy. There we are. Doo-doo to the... Weeks is popping today. I'm at Weeks grocery store in Jersey Shore. Good boy. Good job. Now this guy's on the other side. But he should walk down, Bert. Oh yeah, right in front of us. Nice. Oh, you seen that bulldog. You seen that bulldog, didn't ya? You seen that bulldog in the truck. Good boy. People. Good. That's my cue for for my Dane. He's people fearful. So when we B-modded him, whenever I seen people like coming from behind him where I thought he might be spooked, I'd say people, and then I would point. And then when he made eye contact, I would mark, and then I'd feed him a treat. So now when I say people, he will do a little 360 and kind of look around, and whichever way they are, he'll stop, and then he sits down and he looks at them and he looks back at me like, I see them, I have them in front of me. And I never made him like, you know, face the person or sit down. That's just how he felt safe. So I reinforced it, and it still works to this day. And he's comfy. I've transitioned a little bit to a good boy, to a middle. When you say people, he finds them, and then I'll face the people, and I've been pulling him into a middle. Sometimes he likes that, other times he doesn't, because I think he feels like he can't. He either gonna take me out maybe, or in between my legs is too trapped. This guy's gonna cut close to. Good job. Good boy, Cab. Yes. Good. You have more than just that piece, Mom. Yes. He was moving a little swift. He kind of stared at him a tiny bit as he passed. But I let him take in the eyesight though. And then once the guy broke the eyesight is when I marked and then rewarded him. None of his other body language was telling me that he was gonna bark. With those other people, look, he's like, oh, it's coming this way. Good boy. Very nice, very nice. He's such a good boy. I know, what's she doing? She's just kind of there. It's too cold to do that, right? We're getting close to lunchtime. That's the thing too, I didn't want to come, when you go looking for things, you don't want to don't pick the, it's cold out today, so I kind of did pick the busiest spot for 10, we got here about 10 a.m. For 10 a.m. Now it is a little after 11, and like you can tell, some of the construction guys are coming in their work trucks. It must be lunch, early lunch break, or the ones that went to work at 4 this morning are just not going to lunch. But it's gonna get more busy and more busy. So you don't want to just throw your dog into full intensity of like, here's all these people and sounds and cars. You do want to gradually work up to it. And again, you want to plan for, let's plan to have enough space, my dog won't react. Plan to have enough treats to pull your dog's attention so they don't react. The goal is for them not to react. But like I said, if they do get a woof woof off, or if they get a quick lunge in or whatnot, it's not the end of the world. Now, if that's what they're continuously doing, just boom, 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 then you're way too close. They're practicing too much of a pattern, and you want, if they're going to practice a pattern, you want it to be the pattern that you want, not the bad pattern you're trying to get rid of. So if you're setting up the scenario the same way each time, and you're ending with your dog's reacting and frustrated and stressed out, then you need to start back at step 1 and replan. Plan for more distance, try higher value foods, and redirect. This lady's gonna, of course she moves at a fast pace. Let me get prepped. I seen the one that parked right next to us. She's coming back out. Now Cowboy is behind me now, I think so. But he's gonna see her. You wanna kinda let him take it in? We'll see, buddy. Yes. Good job. Good. Good boy. You can look back at her though. Good. See what he looks like. She starts to move. He's looking dead ahead. There you go. You don't get a better view now. Yeah, good job. Good job. He's like, I know. Oh, I'll drop that one. Good boys. Yeah, this dude's gonna come in and park now too. What are you doing? Good boy. I know you dropped your thing over there. there's a person beside us. Can you see them? I know it fell on the floor, bro. I don't think you're gonna get it. It fell on the floor. Have this one and have that one. There's somebody right next to us. I'm just staring at my hand. What? What? There we go. Good job. He made eye contact? Did he? There we go. What was it? I think you worked it out. Good job. That was very good. Get a couple more pieces for that one, buddy. Nice job. All right. You did good. Think that's enough for today? You ready to go home? Play with your brothers? Bad no thanks. All right, you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. Will you look at my lid? All right. So that was the parking lot session. I love when he's all like, it's almost sometimes he's like pushes his face when he looks. He's so handsome. You know, one little ear. Kind of looks like a Carson, doesn't it? So that looks like him. All right, say goodbye till next time, Calby. Say bye. We're gonna head home and play with your brothers. What do you say? Oh, so there wasn't even anything there. Is he done for the day? Yeah.